she went to sleepaway camp. Her father had to drive her because he forgot to sign up for the bus, and she had to come back the next day because the camp was closed.
Wow. So I can tell you that our second wave started mostly because of the school. They opened the school and that's how it started. So of course, the other things happened, like people didn't care for weddings and stuff, but most of the cases were from schools. I don't know how smart is it right now to go back to school. That's what happened here. And that's it. Like in Israel, from like a state that were an example from everyone else and one of the best, how they deal with it, we went in 2 weeks. It's flipped that we are not different than you guys, and we don't have any more control on the corona. So that's pretty bad. But yeah, that's sadly what's happened, and we will learn our lesson. Let's put it that way. Okay, so Sarah, you ready?
Yeah.
Good. I'm gonna share. So I already made it just like a few hours ago with my aunt. Here it's 2 a.m. So I couldn't tell her, stay awake too long. So I have a video and for the whole process, and you can stop me and we can discuss it. But this thing, few people already know about it because either I brought it with me for Shabbat or we made it together, like in Sarah's house, we made it together. And this is like very traditional Yemenite dish. It's like kind of a bread, although we don't call it a bread, but when you see it, you think it's bread. It's kind of a really fluffy and soft bread that you can open it like 2 layers and you eat it like you dip it in a sauce. So there's like a special sauce that we make, but you can dip it in anything and it's simply delicious. So there is a lot of Yemenite stuff that are very famous in Israel. That is one of them.
I made cinnamon filling.
That's true. Jack, you're gonna be in charge today? No? Okay. So I'm gonna share with you the screen. If you already, if you don't make it and you're just watching, that's fine as well. If you make it and you have questions, just let me know. Sounds good? Okay.
Hi, Tomer.
Hi, good to see you.
Thanks for doing this. Good to see you.
Thank you. Okay, so I missed everyone, by the way. Like, I'm thinking about
we miss
all
you
the
also.
time. And it's so hard to think that it will be a while until I will get to see you guys. I don't know when it will happen with the corona. Stevie, good to see you here.
Hi.
Enjoy it. All right, so you came just on time. I'm gonna share the screen. You will see the recipe and we'll go through it together. And so if you're starting from zero, I'm gonna show you the video. It's very simple. I think to make the dough, that's the tricky part. After it's really easy, and then you can continue yourself after you watch it. So because of course it's kind of a bread, so you need to let it rise. Okay, so let's share it. Like in the real world, without the corona, we'll already prepare dough in advance and let it rise, and then we'll do it together. But now it's not really possible. Okay, so. Okay, so this is the ingredients. By the way, you have all the recipes in the book that I made, the recipe book. There's a lot of really good stuff over there. So I really encourage you to use it.
Tomer, how do we get that book?
Oh, Stevie, do you have an answer for it?
Sorry, I was on mute. I'm pretty sure it's on the website for download. If not, someone can email me. I'm happy to email it to them. And then we're working on getting a bound copy, but everything kind of goes slow in Corona. But feel free to email me and I'm happy to email it to people.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. So this is the recipe. It's pretty easy and we're gonna go through it. There is two versions. You can do it dairy, so you will use butter, or you can do it with margarine or olive oil, and then it will be parm. And this is something that usually Yemenite people like me, we make it for Shabbat morning. So we actually finish our services pretty early, like around 10. So because we start like at 7 something, so we actually have breakfast and not lunch. I mean, we have lunch, so that's shit. This is our lunch. So we have it for breakfast with other Yemenite stuff like jachnun and other stuff. And also for like social events, so it's another events that people like to have it. It's like a really like easy and fun snack to have. Like not snack, like something like easy to make and it's super delicious that everyone loves. So also like social events, they do it. For example, my sister had a china just 2 weeks ago, a week ago. And so this is one of the things that we had there as a food, because this is like the traditional food for it. So let's start. And you can feel free to stop me and ask questions, and I will. Hi, everyone. By the way, this is Mazal. Yeah. Can you all see it?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So this is my aunt Mazal. I learned a lot of the stuff, at least the Yemenite stuff from her. She's an amazing cook. She's selling her stuff. That's how good she is. And she came to visit me last year. So some of the people saw her, and Joy, of course, she even hosted her. So yeah.
Yes, I remember her.
And she said hi, by the way, Joy. She really missed you.
Oh, definitely. Tell her we say hi too in regards.
So I'm here with my aunt Mazal, and we're gonna make the Kubaniyot. We made it already a few times in the shul, and now we have the opportunity on Zoom to show you exactly how we make it. Mazal, you wanna tell us? By the way, Mazal, last year she came to visit me, so some of you saw her in the shul, and let's see, when do you eat Kubaniyot? So Mazal, מתי את אוכלת קובניות?
או באירועים או בשבת בבוקר.
Okay, so as you heard, you make it usually in like social events or in Shabbat morning for lunch. And it's very simple. Usually you eat it with dipping with the mashed tomatoes. And it's very fluffy, very soft. And you can dip it with other stuff as well. This is just the Yemenite version. Okay, so we have 1 kilo of flour. 1 kilo of flour, it's about 7 cups, right? 7 cups of flour, or 2.2 pounds. And you can do half and half. You can put half white, half whole wheat. And we started already. We put the 1 tablespoon of salt, and we mix it with the flour. Now, okay, I want to stop here to tell you, first of all, thank you, Wendy, and I see more people here. So thank you for joining. And so if you don't want to make a lot, so you can do just half of the amount, just everything that we make, just do half. But if you do the whole thing, so as I said, you can do either everything white flour, or you can do half and half white flour, like all-purpose flour, and half all wheat. And there is a real discussion about if you put together the yeast and the salt, because the salt directly with the yeast not working well together. She said she just mixed the salt in the beginning with flour, and then she adding the sugar and the yeast, and she mix it all together. So it's not like a bunch of salt with a bunch of with a bunch of yeast on top. So it's not like really direct. And like all her stuff is like amazing. So I guess it works. So
Tomer.
yeah.
But there's no liquid when you add the yeast. You don't at that point. Is there any liquid? Okay.
So usually I used to, I still do it, but this is how she make it, and I'm gonna follow her because I guess it's easier. But I used to put in a cup the warm water with a bit of sugar with the yeast and let the yeast active. And I guess it's not necessary. It's for the
good, because it never works for me. Good.
Right. So sometimes it's tricky because if you put the water too hot, you actually will kill the yeast.
Kill the yeast, yeah.
Exactly. So it's a bit tricky, and yeah, I guess you don't have to do it. I actually followed a lot of chefs and stuff, and I guess it's not as necessary as long as you not put directly like salt and the yeast together on top of each other. So then it's fine. And another good tip is everything that you put in bread, make sure that the flour, the eggs, everything. In this recipe, there is no eggs, but flour, for example, a lot of people keep it in the freezer. So the flour should be room temperature when you do it. And then it will be better to rise. So we'll continue. Sarah, you already put 7 cups of flour? And 1
I just put in the salt and mixed
it. All right, so we're gonna continue. And I love the Israeli flag. Good job. Okay. Now she's gonna put. Okay. Okay, so now we're gonna add the sugar. This is like almost like third quarter of sugar. Okay, another thing here, you see, she used the plastic cup. In Israel, you will see a lot of recipes that this is the measure that people use, this plastic cup, because everyone have those at home. And this is how they measure the sugar or flour or whatever. And she put like 3 quarters, I think you call it, of sugar. I put in the recipe 1 cup. So I guess you can do less, and it still will be good. And we're gonna mix it as well. And yeast. Yeast, we're gonna put 2 tablespoons of tablespoons. And we're gonna mix it as well. Okay, and the water is the mayim shlamimim? Okay, so this is like room temperature or a bit warmer water. You don't want to put cold and not too hot because that will burn the yeast. And she put 3. Okay, you start off with 3 cups, and if you need more, then you can always add more. You don't want to put too much, and then like you will need to fix it with more flour. Best way to do this is to do it by hand because you want to feel the texture of it to know when it's ready. And as you can see, she will need more. So this is already 4 cups. I don't know if you know, but every company, every brand of flour, you need different amount of water. So, so she's saying she needs a bit more. And this type of bread, it's a bit the dough, it's a bit sticky. It's not a challah dough. it's supposed to be a bit sticky.
3, 4 וחצי.
Very soft. If it will not be as soft and sticky, the bread will not be as fluffy, and it will be just like a challah, so there's no point. And here she used 4.5 cups. As I said, just like be careful, like pour 3 cups and then slowly you can add more until it's the consistency that you will see now. This is like very soft and a bit sticky. Like this. Very soft and it's sticky.
Tomer?
Yeah.
Is it like 3:15 in the morning there?
No, it's 2 a.m. 2:18.
Oh, 2:18.
Yeah, and it's a weekend for us. You know, weekend start early.
Still.
So tomorrow it's Friday and Shabbat.
You're a night owl.
To sleep, it's fine. But this I did with her just around like 8 p.m. I did it with her. So you see, it's very soft. It's not like a challah dough or any other dough that you know. It's very soft. And
שאני אראה. אתה רואה, אתה תראה את זה. בצק.
Tomer,
אתה תראה ש...
yes.
is it supposed to look like this?
Let me see. One sec. Where are you?
Like this?
Yeah. Do you want to take it to the camera and I will be able to see it? I will put it.
Yeah. So
You? No, the whole thing.
it's supposed to look like this.
Yes, beautiful. Now see how she do it with her hand and try to copy her, okay? Sounds good. Okay. All right.
זה לא נוגע לי. ואני תמיד מרכיבה את היד שלי. מרכיבה אותה טיפה. לא, אפילו ש...
She said if you see that it's too sticky in your hands, so you can just like put some water on with your hands, and then it will be easier to work with the dough. Yeah.
מרכיבה, אז היד מתחילה, הבצק מתחיל לצאת מהיד.
So yeah, it's a bit annoying though, I will not gonna lie. With like the challah dough, but that's the thing. As you see, it's like kind of like she like kneading the dough, like she mixing it in a way. It's not like a regular dough for bread or for challah that you actually with 2 hands, you know. It's not sticky, so you can actually knead it. So this is a bit different. So the way to do it is exactly how she does it. That's it. Now we need to let it rest for כמה זמן?
משהו 20 דקות.
Okay. So about 20 minutes, that will be enough for the first rest. Then we will mix it again. We'll knit it again, bread it, and then we'll let it rest for like another 30 minutes. So let's see what's going on with you guys, the people that they're doing it with us. So Sarah, how this is look beautiful. You do it with 2 hands. You're brave. Okay, so keep going, and like in another 2 minutes, I guess, like when you actually mix it well, let it sit, let it rest for about 20 minutes. Okay. After 20 minutes,
then after I mix it again, and then
you will see that it will rise again, and then you will mix it. And actually, I was wrong, because if it's cold a bit, then yeah, it can take even another 30 minutes. But if it's not, now it's summer.
Will it be sticky after?
It will be less. It will be less sticky.
Okay.
Yeah, and like with her, you will see I will continue the video. I needed just another 10 minutes and it was, the was pretty good. Okay, I'm gonna continue.
So Tomer, we got started beforehand.
And how your dough look like?
I don't know that we got all the ingredients together well.
You want to show me how it's look
That
like?
is right.
Okay, it's look good.
It's very wet.
And what did you put? Do you remember?
Yeah, all the things that you had in the recipe.
Okay, so that's fine. So what's wrong?
It's just not. It's not mixed together that well. I think it's like. Sorry for the background noise.
No, that's fine. So right now, I see that it's raised a bit. Maybe now you can mix it again and see if it feels smoother. So just mix it very well now and then let it rise again and it should be fine.
Or she may need to add a little bit more flour. If she added,
no.
if she added all the water, she may need to add a little more flour.
No, I don't know that it's too wet. I think I just didn't mix it for long enough to bring it together. And it's been rising for like 10 minutes.
Yeah, so I think you can just mix it again. You can just mix it more and it will be fine. All right. You can see that it's raised. And we're gonna, so you wet your hands and then you can play with it a bit more. So this is after it's already raised. She wet her hands with water and then she mixed it again.
Me.
So it's less sticky. It's still sticky, but it's less sticky. But it's so very soft. The dough actually is soft enough and is not sticking to your hands. So you're gonna let it rest for just 10 minutes, not even 30 minutes. 10 minutes more, and that's it. And then you can place it. So you oil the table. Bowls. Making balls, and then you're gonna let it rest. Another 10 minutes, and it's ready to go. So each bowl, you oil your hands. Okay. So you want to make it into like big balls. It has to be perfect balls, as you see. But you just give it a bit of shape, and then we're gonna let it rise for a few more minutes, and then we'll continue. Okay, so you take the after a few minutes, she let it rise a few more minutes after she made it into balls, and then you open it, you melt the butter or the margarine that you have, and then you're gonna open it, some margarine or the butter that you use, and just roll it like butter, and that's gonna help you to open it. And you should open it as much as you can, very, very thin.
And if it's like here, that's fine.
مرحت حماه לא הרבה. לא שאלתי. עושים קצח בתוך הבצק.
So I don't know how you say katzach. Some people put stuff inside the dough. For example, with Brooke, one time we did it together and she added cinnamon with sugar, but then it was like just like a dessert. So you can add stuff inside if you want, but the regular way is to do it like this, plain. And you just roll it and make it into the flour, rolls, and that's it.
By the way, Stevie, let's see.
Yes.
So what you're doing right now, the same thing. So we're making Kubaniyot. Kubaniyot, okay, there is two things, Kubaniyot and Kubane. Kubaniyot is something that you make in the oven on a tray. You will see right now how she places it on the tray. And then you bake it for 25 minutes and it's good to go. And Kubane, this is actually the what people more know in Israel, like what people buy in Israel, in the shuk. It's you make it in a pot. So there is a special pot that Stevie got from me. So you're gonna put the things instead of a tray. You place it in a pot, and then it's gonna you just bake it without the lid. Instead of the tray, just put it in the pot. That's it. And then you let it rise first of all. It's all the way in the pot, and then you bake it. And this is different consistency, I guess, different texture. Yeah.
But then and then I bake it at like a low temperature, right?
So I will tell you another secret she told me, because she made, actually I have it right here next to me. This is the Kubani. We're making Kubaniyot. This was in the pot. She already took it off. And this is without egg or anything. And underneath, I don't know if you can see it, she put onion, and this is how it's look on the top. And it's really soft and it's delicious. She put onion, just regular onion. She didn't do anything to it, just cut it, like onion rings, and and olive oil, and then she placed it in the pot, and then put it in the oven. And this is Kubani. We make Kubaniyot, which is in the tray. All right.
But what do you know? What temperature overnight for doing it?
350.
Overnight, all night at 350.
No. The Kubane as well. Instead to put on the plata, you just put it in the oven for like 30 minutes. Hi Ken, good to see you.
How are you?
Yeah, good to see you. And so you just put it in the oven, same thing, for like about 25 minutes, 30 minutes, and then you freeze it for Shabbat.
Tomer, do you put it on a, do you put butter or margarine to grease the pan when you put it, or do you just put it on parchment paper, or what?
So for the pan, we're gonna use the parchment paper.
Okay.
Don't need to grease it. For the pot that Stevie has, maybe if she can do a bit. I can actually have it here. I can show you how it's looked like. So it comes like in different sizes. This aluminum, big, small, and just regular pot. But this pot you can put completely in the oven, and it's called Kubane pot. It's like special pot for the Kubane. I guess you can do it with any other pot that you can put in the oven. Yeah.
But Tomer, if I want to leave it in the oven overnight, do you know what temperature? Like 200? Fahrenheit?
Yeah, in a low one. Yeah, like in the Plata one.
Okay.
Yeah, but if you want to be sure that it will be good, just bake it before, and then you can, if you bake it on Friday, so then it will be fresh for Shabbat, or freeze it if you bake it on Thursday. But try the onion, the za'atar, and the olive oil on the bottom, and then put the other stuff. She said it's amazing. I'm gonna taste it this Shabbat, and I will let you know. Okay, so we'll continue with the Kubaniyot.
Tomer, if this rises longer than 20, 30 minutes, is that a problem?
What do you mean?
Like, I'm sorry, I didn't hear everything you said before about the timing for how long it's supposed to rise, but I think I need to walk away for a little while, and this may need to rise longer than 20, 30 minutes. Is that okay?
It's if you let it rise more, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, should be fine.
Okay.
All right, so let's continue.
And just you put it inside and you keep going. Take the other one. Open it.
And don't worry, you think that she put in
a lot of oil. Of course, if you want it to be parve instead of butter, you can use margarine.
Any oil in the recipe.
But butter, of course, it's always better.
And it's butter, which is healthier, I guess.
You can do, instead of margarine for the parve version, you can also use olive oil. And that's important to put it in, when you open it, to put the oil, the butter or the oil, that you will have layers. After you bake it, you can actually rip it off in layers, so it's very, very soft and super delicious. And like this, you just keep going and do all the rest of the balls.
Sarah, enjoy. I hope you're looking how she do it.
And you just place it like this.
Yeah.
With this pergament paper.
Yeah. I hope you're paying attention how she made it. Just open it and then roll it. Simple.
Yes, yes. It's like a snail. It's beautiful.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, amazing. Do people ever put nuts or dates or anything in it, Tomer?
So again, we seen right now the Yemenite traditional way to do it. I can tell you that in Israel, like a lot of Israeli food that came traditionally in one way, then Israelis started to play with it.
Yeah.
So the thing that I said that she put the za'atar and the onion on the bottom, this is something new that people started to play with it and make new things. So when I made it with Sarah and her mom, with Brooke, in their home, we needed to do it. She said, "One sec, let's try to do one with cinnamon, with sugar," and it was delicious. It was like
I made the cinnamon sugar.
I bet it was good.
So that was good. So like when I said it to my family, said, "Seriously, you crazy?" Because for them it's like they know one way, but you can play with it, and you can put raisins, you can put whatever you want inside. So yeah, for sure, if you think there's other things that you want to try in it, that will work. Let's try it. Yeah, let's continue.
נותנת את זה לטפוח עוד?
ואז היו אחת ביצה, סומסום, כל מה ש...
So when you finish to do all of them, you let it rise for another like 20-30 minutes, and you're gonna spread some eggs, egg wash, and like sum sesame. This is usually the traditional way to do it, but you can do the all bagel if you like it, or za'atar, or katzach or any type of topping that you like. And that's it. Then you bake it on 350 for about 30 minutes, 25 minutes. And it should be, the underneath should be brown. That's how you know it's ready. Okay, so you brush it with egg.
We place it and then we let it rise for like another 10 minutes or so. And then you
spread it with sum and to the oven on 350.
Put the phone number into Google search, and it comes up as one of the scam calls. But then call from that.
Thank you, Mazal. You are the best.
אוהבת אתכם. תודה על האירוח.
She's thanking you, Joy.
מתגעגעת.
And this is how it's look like after 25, 30 minutes.
So one we did, you see, like on the left, I told her, let's try one with za'atar. She never made it with za'atar on top. So we just try one. And the right one, this is how usually it should look like.
And it's very, very soft.
And of course you can tear it
on the outside, but
each
it's very
one,
soft
and
inside.
each one you can tear it even more because it's like
yummy.
layers.
Also with za'atar on top.
Fun bread to eat.
And
like really
that's it. It's ready. You can freeze it. You can just eat it fresh.
So,
Tomer,
yes, questions.
do we melt the butter to use like as a, like how she did with the oil?
Yes, correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tomer, do people normally use margarina and make it parve?
Yeah, a lot of people do it parve, especially in the winter when you have the chulent and the chamin. So then you do it with margarine. Or she said if you want to do it healthy way, so then with olive oil. Yeah. So instead of margarine, just do olive oil. And the best way, of course, it's butter. So there's it's a thing like butter. Okay.
Tomer,
Yes.
how long does it last for?
I guess like 2 days easily, but the best right after you bake it, if you know you're not gonna eat it the same day, just put it in the freezer, and then it can last for months. Like when my aunts came, she filled my whole freezer with those breads. So I had months. Amazing.
So how do you reheat them from frozen, Tomer?
Oh, that's, I will give you a tip for any kind of bread. Any kind of bread, even pizza, when you freeze it, first of all, it's better to use, like, if it's for a long time, more than a week, try to use the bags that is for freezer, because you don't want the bread to get like the
ice.
The burns, how do you call it? The
ice burn.
Freezer burn.
Yeah. So, but then when you want to defrost it, so then sprinkle some water on top or spray water on it, just a bit, and then put it in the oven on really low. You can cover it in aluminum foil. You don't have to, but it's even better. And the reason is the bread already is in the perfect condition. When you're gonna put it in the oven or heat it up, it's gonna lose more and get drier. It's gonna lose more moisture. So you wanna sprinkle or spray some water before, just a bit. And then what you're gonna lose, it still will remain fresh, and it will be like it's came out from the bakery. I promise you, will try it, and challah and everything. It's magic. It's amazing. So, yeah, that's how you can do it.
How about microwaving?
It's the same thing. I did it. So microwave. It's if you eat it on that second, because microwave. I don't know why. If you defrost it, like if you try to defrost it in the microwave, the bread will not last. It will be like a chewing. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Oven
right.
and a low heat. Yeah. So how do you eat this bread? The Yemenite tradition way to have it with boiled eggs on the side, and the tomato, we use fresh tomato that you put it in the blender, but just for a bit, you don't want to make it into a juice. And so just like for a few seconds, like mashed or crushed tomatoes, and with cilantros, a bit of salt and pepper, and what is it? Garlic. I use just garlic powder. And what else? Of course, the cilantros, you want to cut it really small, or just do it together with a blender. And if you like it spicy, so then you can add the schug. And this schug, you have the recipe for it also in the book, and it's super spicy, so be careful. So you just add just a tiny bit like of the schug to it, and this you dip it. Now, I love how you call it, eggplant parmesan. My favorite way to eat it with, it's with this Kubaniyot, this type of bread. It just goes perfect together. So you don't have to go the traditional way and to dip it with what I told you. You can dip it in anything that you want. So, or like eat it together with the shakshuka, for example, it's perfect as well. Like anything like this, yeah. Joy, how is your dough?
It's good. It's good. It's on its second rise, and I mixed it together better this time. And Mia's actually eating the raw dough. She says it's delicious.
Oh no!
That's what it looks
But it's so good. So good.
That's what it looks like. And I have to step away for a little bit, so I'm going to let this rise just for longer. It's probably going to rise for like an hour or so. Okay. I guess it'll be fine.
Should be fine. And then just cover it with a towel, something that will not get dry, or with a plastic wrap.
Tomer?
Okay. Yes.
I just finished like the first rise, so what should I do?
Just mix it a bit and then let it rise for another like 10 minutes or so, or 20, and then do what she did. Open it on the table with the butter, and then you roll it into a flour or into a... Hi, Mia. How are you? Good to see you.
We're unmuting now.
Oh, hi.
Hi. So guys, I must say that I really miss all of you. On 5 a.m. my time, so in like 2 hours, I'm gonna go to make for you a video for next time. I'm gonna go to one of it's like my great aunt. She making a lachuch, which is like a Yemenite pita, like you see the Druze pita, something similar. That I think it's very, very authentic. She make it on the taboon on open fire. So this is something that I think maybe only our moshav left that's still doing it like very traditionally on open fire. Other people do it on like gas stove. So I'm gonna take a video of it, and next time we're gonna do like Yemenite like authentic food, like special food, with some of the videos from the henna of my sister, and we'll talk about those like traditions as well, minagim. And yeah, that's my plan. And another thing that I'm gonna do is we will explore Israel. Each time I will go to a place and we'll explore Israel to like places that maybe you didn't hear about or you didn't go. We will start with Mazal Shams. Has everyone heard of it?
In there.
In there.
Yeah.
Very good. So Mazal Shams is very special because there is very interesting story, and it's still going on. I interviewed some people there, and I thought that things changed, but they didn't really. With all the, I don't know if you know, but they don't have blue IDs. They're not like the Druze in the Galilee that they join the army, so they not. And there's a lot of interesting things over there. So we're gonna talk about it and about other stuff that there is going on over there. So that's another thing that we're gonna do. And today I met also with Yael. She is the shlicha that's gonna replace me. That hopefully she will be able to come with all the things with the corona.
No one can replace you. She'll just be our next.
Right.
And she's super sweet, and I'm gonna help her a lot, and I'm sure that you guys gonna help her a lot and gonna welcome her. So I'm sure she will be in good hands. So thank you so much that you joined me so late at like 7 p.m. Yeah.
It's late there.
Thank you.
And Evie and Joy and Sarah, I want to see tomorrow before Shabbat. I want to see pictures, and after Shabbat, I wanna hear from your families how good it was.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom, Jack. Shabbat shalom. I really miss you.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom, Sarah.
Shabbat shalom. Toda rabah.
Everyone. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Paola.
Bye, Tomer.
Bye, Tomer.
Bye. It was good to
Shabbat
see you.
shalom. Toda rabah.
Bye.